Today, we're going to go through everything I colored in the past week. And then, my friends, we are starting our first page of our 2026 project book. I am so flipping excited about this. You guys chose the page and I am so excited because I absolutely want to color this. So we're going to do that today. If you're new here, I'm Tara. Welcome. This is Tara Tripoli Arts. If you're not new around here, welcome back. I am a very new colorist, but I'm not new to art. I've been an artist for nearly 30 years. I'll put some images on the screen if this is the first time you're watching so you can kind of see my vibe. I absolutely love adult coloring. I didn't even know this was a thing. And friends, I am so completely hooked. If you're only here for the whips, or if you're only here for the coloring, there are timestamps below so you can jump around and get straight to what it is you are here for. Let me take you through everything I colored in this week, and then we will grab the project book. The first page I started to color, my first whip, is in my planner. Friends, why is it that planning is so hard? This morning, my husband was saying, why are you making this so complicated? I don't know. I have lots of planned videos on the channel. One I think is going live as I'm filming this video. I need your help, friends. Can you help a girl out, please? So, was it in this book? It was not in this book. It's in my other planner. So, I also put these huge discs on, video coming soon. If you want to know how did Tara create a book, this is how. So this page, I used Tombows. If you know me, then you know I have a thing for these daggone markers. So I colored all of these a different color, and friends, I just did flat coloring. I have significant anxiety and I have a perfectionistic mindset. And if every single thing I color has to be some show-stopping, Instagram-worthy picture, I'm not going to color. Can I get a thumbs up if any of my friends can appreciate that? So I did these with the Tombows and then I worked on this. I didn't do any blending because I haven't figured out how to blend Tombows, let alone in this type of a book. These are stickers. These are Sarah Renee Clark's stickers. I got a couple of her sticker books. I think the books came free with my buy everything button. I don't remember. I love it. I love the vibe. It's perfect for Sunday vibes. I did do a little bit of flat shading over here on the pot. This makes me very happy to look at this. It makes me very happy, friends. Because this is my first attempt at being organized in like a measurable way with the book. So I'm really excited about this. I also colored, you know what? I did color something else. Hang on. I colored it in the other book. So that's all I colored in my coloring planner of 2026 by Amanda Colors. I did color something in here. I completely spaced it. So I colored this flower. That's my grandson. I love, love, love hydrangeas. They're some of my favorite flowers. Can you guess what I used? Tombows. I freaking used Tombows. This is another sticker of Sarah Renee Clark's. I am going to put more stuff, so I don't consider this page to be finished because I'm going to color everything on the outsides too. I want to appreciate even the small wins, and to me, this is a win, even if it's a small win, because planning really stresses me out. But I want to get good at this, okay? So I used 3 different Tombows to make the hydrangeas and 2 or 3 different for the leaves. And I love, love how it came out. There's 0 bleed through. Oh, Sarah's paper is phenomenal. This isn't going to be probably as thick as the one in Vibrant Wilds, but I'm very, very happy with the paper. I believe that is all I colored in Sarah Renee Clark's 2026 premium planner. Let's get into the coloring books. I am so stinking proud of myself that I keep grabbing small victories. If you caught my confessions tag video, then you understand. If not, go into the archives and watch it. It was so much fun to film it. So I worked on 2 different whips in this book. The first one was this. The page is not done, but I did more on this one. Was it this one? No, I did more on this one, and then I colored this one. I believe that that's what I did. And yes, this is entirely, both of these are Tombos. Some of these, and I'm going to have to watch my videos to see which ones were the zigs because I don't remember. Some of these were zigs and some were Tombos. And I believe these were the zigs, the ones that did the bleed through. I am a fan of Tombos. I do like the zig color. Like the zigs are very, very vibrant, but I don't have all of the Tombos. And I have 90 something or 90 of the zigs, and I don't remember how many Tombos, but it's not enough. Your girl wants the full set of those daggone Tombos. I really like the nib on it a lot. My goal with this page is just to play. This is what I reach for when I'm tired and I'm coloring in bed. This is what I reach for when I'm watching one of your videos and I'm chilling out on the couch and I just want to just enjoy myself. I don't want to have to think about shading, and not that shading's not enjoyable because I do like shading, but this is when I just want to enjoy the process and relax, unwind, and not have any pressure on myself. So that's what I did on this page, and I did work on another whip. And this double page spread, even if it's not, I came back in and I added all of the greens. I believe I started this page with zigs because it looks super bright. And it didn't bleed through on this page. I'm definitely going to have to go back and watch my video. But I want this to be like a very limited color palette. I really like the vibe. I feel these are pretty much entirely based now, and I can come back over the top with pencils if I want to. And I can't color in the lines. I mean, I am drinking wine a lot when I'm coloring, especially late at night, and I'm fine with that. I could go back in with acrylic markers and try to clean it up, but why? This is who I am. I am a messy colorist. It's part of my vibe. So I love this book. I was thinking about getting another copy of this book because so many of the pages, I feel like if I'm being really hard on myself, I would say I ruined them. Like this double page spread, didn't I ruin this? What do you think? I don't know. I'm very insecure. I don't even know if I should say that on camera. I have a lot of I'm sensitive. I have a lot of limiting beliefs that circle around in my brain. Today, when I got up after I did my morning workout and I was doing my planners and figuring out my day and I started getting stressed out, I was reading and responding to your awesome comments. I flipping love you guys. You fill me up. I did get a negative comment. It's not the first negative comment I got because I shared before that somebody said I have more money than brains, and that's absolutely, I don't have a lot of money. I'm spending it all on coloring. Someone commented on my flip through of Bois de Paix. I'm not saying it right, sorry, from Diane DeFore, saying that she had to turn me off after 5 minutes because I was still on the title page. And just as a consideration, something along those lines, other people are doing 5-minute flip throughs of the book, so I might want to change what I'm doing. It really hurt me to read that because I'm not trying to drag it out. I'm experiencing the book for the first time. I'm not reading through it or flipping through it and figuring out what I'm going to say. It's my authentic, honest opinion. And I know so many of my awesome friends love them. So what I told her was I'm not going to change who I am for anyone. And that there are timestamps. And if she only wants a quick flip, I think mine is under a minute to music. You can keep that muted too. fast forward to the end and just watch that. And I think I said something along the lines of, I feel a lot of my friends appreciate an artist's insights into somebody else's illustrations. I don't know why I let things bother me, but I felt like sharing that with you because then I noticed sometimes people are unsubscribing. If I'm chasing an algorithm, if I'm looking for everyone to like me, I'm never going to be happy because there's no such thing as that. So I'm going to continue just being me. And if you don't like that, I guess you can unsubscribe or leave me a nasty comment and hurt my feelings. But you need to be you and do what's right for you. And I'm going to continue to be me and do what's right for me. Will you let me know if this makes sense, if you understand, if you think I'm nuts, which I probably am. So that's all I colored in Johanna Basford's Small Victories this week. Next up is Hannah Carlson's Merry Christmas. I have, do I have so many whips? Oh no, I finished a page, so you'll have to wait for that. I worked a little bit more on this page. I stinking love this. I worked on this again last night. I've worked on this several times this week. It's not entirely based because I didn't do anything for the fuzzy part of the stocking or the candles themselves. This cat is based, but it doesn't look like it, but it is. I think I made these like silvery. It's hard to tell. I'm doing this all in polychromos. I want to push myself to just use polychromos. I love this page. This is actually a buddy color, and I'm not done. So I'm hoping to get this page done in January, and then I'll share both of our pages. This was in my Christmas plans, and I didn't get to it. But I'm not gonna feel bad about that because I don't think I'm ever going to be perfect. None of us are. And I don't think I'm the only one that has maybe unreasonable plans. I don't know. I put my plans, my coloring plans for 2026, and I had people say, and a lot of my friends are saying it's very reasonable. And I did just film my January coloring plans. So depending on when you watch this video, you may have already seen that, or it'll be up on the channel for you to watch. I'm going to continue being myself and aspiring to color, I don't know, 20 pages. That may or may not happen. But I'm also looking at it as I may not have completed this page in December like I wanted to, but I did work on it. So is it that when our plans are to color a page, it has to be done, or just that we started it? I'm going to take it as I worked on it. So that's a win. That is all I colored this week and didn't finish in Hannah Carlson's Merry Christmas. Next up is Johanna's Christmas. And I have quite a few whips in here. I really want to get this done. I did not do anything else on this double page spread because this is also a buddy color. So like the last one, I am going to do my best to just continue working on it. So it's this page. This is our buddy color. I have time. So do you. I don't even know if I said for sure when it needs to be done, but I'm taking it as I'm going to share this in my January completed plans video. So as long as if you want to be in the video with me, you want me to show your image, just get it to me by, I don't know, January 18th, 19th, 20th, something like that. And I'll put it in the video. If you don't get it to me by then, that's totally fine. When you do get it to me, I will put it in another video. I don't want you to feel pressure because when we feel so much pressure, it's just not fun anymore. I filmed the basing of this with alcohol markers. I don't know if I filmed me coming over the top with the polychromos pencils. Was this polychromos? I actually think it was Prismacolor. It feels like Prismacolor. I think I started filming it and I turned the camera off because it was stressing me out because I'm not getting the effect that I want. Because I like the limited palette that I chose, but I don't have a lot of fun necessarily coloring these really ornamental, unrealistic animals. But I chose to shift my mindset to enjoy the process of just making something dimensional because that's really fun for me. I am very happy with how the eyes are coming out. I actually have blue in there, which I can see. I don't know if it's picking it up on camera, and you can see that in the video of me doing the alcohol basing because I did that with the alcohol marker. I really like how I'm getting the dimensional effect on the eyes and on this part. I'm liking this area here. The beak, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with the beak and with this, like, I'm calling it a scarf, but I do like how I've started to shade the owl itself. It is looking very dimensional, but I'm kind of stuck with how much pencil is going to go on top. This paper is so smooth, which I really like. It took the alcohol markers like a dream, but I'm having trouble coming over the top and getting any more down. So, and I did do the crown. It's not done, clearly. I haven't done anything with the feathers or the feet. I did start to do some shading on the leaves, and I'm happy with that. I think what I'm going to do, because I do want to get this page finished because we're in this together, is I want to finish coming over the top with a layer or several layers of the Prismacolors on everything else that I haven't come over the top with. And then I want to do the background. I think I'm going to go with pastels for the background because I love pastels. And I'm going to use the Light Wish. The other ones work really great in her books too, the Arteza, but I really like the feel of the Light Wish. I do have some pan pastels coming. I don't know when they're going to get here, and I don't know if I want to wait. I'm really excited to try those out. So I think I want to use pastels, and then after I use the pastels, I can come back over the top, fix the page with like 3 light coatings of my fixative spray. Then I'll be able to add more to the owl because that's going to give me more tooth. So I really like that idea. I feel like I'm 2 to 3 coloring sessions away from being done because this part is pretty much done except for maybe a few highlights. I mean, we have some highlights, but I'm going to add a little more. I'm happy with how this page is coming out so far, and I am going to finish it. And even though I'm kind of stuck a little bit on the ornamental part, I really love the color scheme. And Tom even commented on the colors and said, wow, I love those colors. And that's because these colors, the gold and the green, really pop together. I'm glad I limited it. So if I'm thinking about the background, I might stick with the same color scheme. This could actually be pretty freaking awesome, and do different shades of green. I could come in the background and make it look like a forest back there. Now that I have pulled the Band-Aid off, whatever saying that you want to use with coloring or drawing in, making my own drawings in some other illustrator's books that I have ripped that Band-Aid off several times now. I'm eager to keep going. I'm eager to do it again. I kind of really like that idea. So if this is like on a perch in this make-believe land, I don't think I want to like put a string on it. Maybe I would, but I think I want to make some trees back there, or like what it looks like bushes. And I want to do pastel because it's so fun. I think I will film that. I didn't film some of this, I don't think. So I'm not going to go crazy with the feathers. Maybe I will. I don't know. If everything is filming, then I have so much pressure. And one of my 2026 goals is to color without filming, which is so weird because I just started coloring. This is all new to me, but I'm a person that gets easily overwhelmed, and I want to make sure I'm practicing self-care because I have a lot of problems. I do. We all have problems, but I have been in a flare recently with my multiple autoimmune diseases, and I know it's stress induced. It's not stress because of you guys, because of me doing this stuff with this channel. I love it. This is like one of the greatest sources of joy. I do have some other areas of my life that I'm experiencing significant stress, but we all have stress. I need to find a better way to cope with it. And I know such a big part of that is self-care. I know I'm rambling and I'm sorry. And you're one of the people that's like, I wish this girl would just be quiet. You're probably not still here. So I'm going to still be me. Okay. So that's what I'm thinking with this. And I do think I'm going to lean into the greens and maybe blacks, like dark, because I'm in my dark era. That's all I worked on this week in Johanna's Christmas. And the last whip I have to show you is in Satin du Monde. I am so excited I started this book. I love this book, but I also screwed something up. So let me show you. I want to do the big reveal in a second. I broke the spine in this book, and I literally broke the spine. This glue, the page is torn. And then I was like, oh no, I shouldn't have done that. But it's too late. So this is it. Oh my goodness. I love this page. I flipping love how it's coming out. So this is a series that I'm starting, a how to use watercolor series on the channel. And this is going to be a video with, I think what I'm going to do, this was done entirely with my grabby watercolors. I love how it turned out. The only thing I'm probably going to add over the top is a little bit of like white Posca paint pen after I get everything else done, just to put a little bit of highlights here and there, I believe. But I wanted to challenge myself to use watercolor only for the water. And I'm not, as an oil painter, I'm much more drawn to that, but I haven't yet started to do oil paints in these books. So the paper did not necessarily love the water that I use, and I used a lot of water. So I have other books of Diane DeFore that I used water, and the wolf page, which you'll have to wait to see my completed pages if you've not already seen it or if it's not up yet. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll see it, Tara Tripoli Arts. That took the water medium beautifully. But with the Derwents, I wasn't going really heavy with the water. Here, I did. I did go heavy. I was even doing wet into wet. I filmed it. So I think for the video, what I'm going to do is show how to create water in watercolor three different ways, or with three different mediums. So maybe how to paint water with three different mediums. That's kind of the vibe I'm thinking. I don't know if that video is going to be out in January or not, because now that I'm planning things, I'm noticing my schedule's full. So it's probably going to be February. But I love this page. And what I'm going to do, and this was like 4 colors or 3. I believe it was 4 colors. You can't beat that. You only need 4, and it was fast. I think I completed this in 15 minutes. Something like that. I did use a hairdryer. There's 3 layers on here. I'm going to carry the same colors into the sky. It was actually really hard for me not to do the sky at the same time. I'm a person that I like to just fly by the seat of my pants. But when I'm doing water, I usually like to do the sky and the water together, but I know what colors I used. So I'm going to do the sky in watercolor. And I already have her color scheme picked out that I talked about in the flip through of this book. Really want to lean into reds and blacks. And I don't have a clear vision yet for the rock for what I'm going to do, but I know these are going to be Japanese cherry blossoms. So I may do the whole page in watercolor. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure. And I think there's going to be snow on this mountain. And this is going to be snow instead of green, because I really want to go with this kind of tranquil, I'm just going to call it tranquil color. So like this will be green and that'll be green, but I don't want green back there, if that makes sense. And I do want to figure out what I'm going to do with this architecture. And Tom was saying, you really better look up some photos for this. And that's because he knows I really tend to lean towards realism. You don't have to make things the same color that they are in life or make them look realistic. I'm very drawn to that. So I'm probably going to color this page later or after we finish this video, because I love it. I love how it's coming out. And I did not tear, but the paper is pilling a little bit because of my technique that I was using with the wet into wet. I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. And I got a little bit on her arm because I'm a messy colorist, and it's fine. I love it. I love it. I'm in love with this book. There's so many other pages I want to color in this, and I have several on the docket for January, but this was one of the pages I wanted to start coloring in January, and I've already started it because it is January. This is the time of filming this, it's January 3rd. So I did this yesterday, January 2nd. That's all I colored in Serenas du Monde from Diane DeFore. Are you ready to do some coloring, my friends? If you've made it to this point in the video, will you put a book emoji so I know you're still here? If you want to grab your project book, my friends, are you ready to do some coloring? I don't know how long of a session this is going to be. Use the timestamps below if you can't stay. And if you're here for the live, let's chat. Talk to me about this. Are you working on the same book? I already have everything swatched out. I've learned a lesson from my live streams to why, if I say they're so successful, I hope that doesn't come out with sounding like I'm full of myself. I don't mean it like that. I just mean I was able to almost complete entirely a page in RJ Hampson's Winter Wonder, the shopping spree page. Did you see my last live stream? It was so fun. It was almost 4 hours long, but we all had a blast. It was really fun. I love hanging out with you guys. And I finished that page right after the live stream the same night. It only needed a little bit left. So I know when I plan, I'm much more productive. So I did plan for this page. So let me show you. This is the page we're doing. So these are the inspiration cards. I grabbed Sarah Renee Clark's Color Cube cards. You don't need these cards in order to color. You can find palettes on Pinterest. You can just make up palettes in your mind. But I was looking to do something out of the box. It's out of the box for me because I look at this page and I love this page, but I want to make everything realistic. But I'm like, trees don't look like this. They don't have these patterns in them. And the background doesn't necessarily look like that. And what are all these things? I don't want to get stuck on that. So instead, I'm going to make this whimsical colors. So I'm really excited about this. So I've got this color palette for the background. I have swatched it out, my friends. Are you proud of me? So this is my color palette. Oh, and I'm going to be using Inktense, and maybe the entire page will only be Inktense. I don't know. If you don't have Inktense, you can use whatever you like to color this page. I want to use the Inktense because thank you again, Elizabeth, for sending me the 72 set. I want to use the heck out of this medium, which is why I believe you sent it to me so that I can really experiment with it. And I love the vividness. So this side is non-activated, and this side is activated, and look at these daggone rich colors. I nailed it with the colors. I do say so myself. So I want this to be the background, which is, how am I going to get all these colors in there? You're just going to have to keep on watching. I'm really excited to do that. And these colors would absolutely be in a sky, but I am not going to pigeonhole. I'm not going to pigeonhole myself that then it's this time of day, so the deer and the grass is going to look a different way. It doesn't have to make sense. I'm really stretching myself as best I can. So this is the color scheme for the background. This is the color scheme I want to use for the trees. I'm going to do them more. I took some liberties here. This shade of green, I went with a few other variations that I want on this card. I chose this card because I think it looks good together with the greens and the purples and the blues. So the trees, I'm going to make them more green, which again is not the color trees are, but I'm doing it anyway. At least I think that's what I'm going to do. And the more foreground trees are going to be the brighter color. Then I have this card that I have for both the foreground and the deer. So for the foreground, I want to use the greens and then this darker shade. So darker in certain spots for shadows. I think that these colors, the greens against the blues and the purple pinks, it's going to really pop. But I don't know. I've never done anything like this before. And for the deer, I'm using this color as the inspiration. So I'm going to use, I kind of stretched my imagination a little bit with this. I mean, not really too far. This pretty much these colors. And this for the antlers, I might make the antlers gold. I did recently see somebody do a different deer page and it looked so good. I don't think I'm going to do the ornamental stuff a different color. But that being said, maybe I will. Maybe that's how I can fuse everything together. I'm going to see how I feel as I'm doing it. So these are the color schemes. I'm going to start with the background today, and I don't know how far I'm going to get. It's possible we'll do the whole page. Probably not. This is our January page. So if I do finish it early, we can choose a second page, but I'm not going to put that pressure on myself. So for right now, I'm going to go mask this off. Although I think this is a tree, so I'm not going to paint all the way to the edge. I don't think I'm going to. I think I'm going to leave the edge so it's more framed and just do the innards starting with this tree and this tree, but go to the edge top to bottom, but not on the side. So I'm not going to mask. So let me grab all my stuff. So I've got my pencils. So go ahead and do a screen grab of this page if you would like. I will have these colors listed in the description box also. So I know I want to use these colors, and going back to my inspiration card, I don't know if I necessarily want to have it just come dark to light. I like the variation in this one. So I think I almost want to do, for lack of a better term, more of a galaxy style background. So I'm going to make it more of a varied background. And in terms of what color am I going to start with, I have no idea. Does it matter? Let's start with the brightest. I am a fan of fuchsia, so this is 0700. Let me grab my pencil sharpener. I realized I had forgotten to put my ring on today, or I took it off when I was washing my hands. Let's get my pencil sharp. Look at that fine point. I flipping love this pencil sharpener. So I do want this to be very varied, but I do really like that. So with the Derwents, I like to do very light pressure. So my pencil, I'm not holding it like this because I wouldn't be able to draw like that. But very light pressure with little circles. So these are trees. These trees are all together, and I'm not going there, is what I said. So it's starting there. Now I think I'm going to come over here. So this also looks like it is a tree because of this. So I'm going to say the background is everywhere that we see these stars. I hope you're having a fabulous day. I'm filming this on Saturday because I can't film it on Sunday and it'll be ready. It'll be ready to go up. Tom is outside and he's working so hard on this house, and someday we're going to be done. Someday. But he is forming the porches. I still don't have a door. So I don't have a front door or a side door. So I can't get any packages, but that's okay. I can get packages. I just can't sign for anything because they don't want to leave it out. They don't know where to go if I don't have a door. What do? So like UPS will call me like, does anybody live in this house? Because it almost can look like a condemned house. I think I'm going to stick with those colors for now. Now I want to see what the blue looks like. So I'm going to use Sea Blue 1200. And just like this card, how you could kind of have the colors together, I really like that. And then if they blend, I'm going to get purple. Well, not exactly, but close to it. So yeah, we had a really nice Christmas. We didn't do a lot. And on Christmas Day, it was just Tom and I. And actually, he was working on the house and I was editing and filming. And it's not because we don't want to spend time together. It's because both of us, I think we both feel somewhat scattered from living in a construction zone for so long. And it's definitely has impacted my mental health. And I do believe, I don't want to speak for Tom, that it's impacted his, because I know that I want the deer to be the gold color. I want to really lean into blue because blue and gold are going to look really good next to each other versus the pink right here. And looking, carrying it down here, that could be good. Now this tree, it doesn't have a bottom down here. Why not? Where is the bottom, Rita? The tree is not coming out of the deer. Okay. Oh dear. Ha ha ha. I'm going to have to draw it in there. Where's my fine liners? I'll be right back. I grabbed my Ohuhu fine liner. This is a little bit thinner. This is the 0.2, but that's fine. So looking over here, because these trees keep going, that one's not going to be all the way in the background. And like this, the tree is, it's back there, but I'm going to make background. And this is part of this tree. And these trees, maybe they just get skinnier over here. I don't like that they stop at the deer. It doesn't make any sense to me. This one is very obvious. So if I look over here, it's definitely a thinner line than what I want. I love these fine liners because they don't bleed. And I think I'm going to carry forward her lines. Now that I started drawing in someone else's book, it's game on, friends. It is game on. That's the background. This doesn't have the stars. I think I am going to make this a background and draw my own stars because it doesn't have any ornamental stuff where this one does. So I don't know why that is. Don't know why. And I really get stuck on this. Okay. And do I want to fix that? Do I want to extend this down? If I look, yeah, I think I do. So I'm going to take this one and then just do okay. I like that better already. I don't need that one. These 5 are connected. I get so stuck because I don't know what stuff is. This is the background. This is one. This is one. But it could be completely behind this. And I think this is supposed to be a tree. So, because it has this, I have to do it, friends. I have to do it because otherwise it doesn't make sense to me. Whew! I did it. Okay. I like that better. What do you guys think? This in here, I said I'm going to make that sky. Those look good. That looks a lot better now. And this is going to be sky back there. But we don't have her line, so I'm going to give us the line. I did it. Okay, I'm going to go back in with the fuchsia 0700 and add a little bit of this color. Oh, these pencils just feel so good in the hand. Add that. We're not doing a galaxy background, but just kind of with the vibe. This in here we set as background. With this, I am really coloring with my heart. I think this is going to be darker or it's going to be gold. I haven't decided. I might put the blue there. A little bit of pink. A little bit of pink. There's not going to be pink there. Okay, let's go back in with that blue. Oh, this is a different blue. Let's go in with this one. Navy blue 0830. And I want to put a little bit of this down here. I love coloring. I have dreams about it. I can absolutely get lost in not understanding what things are. And the thing of it is, I'm not going to change who I am because that's not the way life is. At least I don't believe so. So instead of me getting frustrated that I'm the way I am, I'm just going to be okay with it. I sure hope that makes sense. Maybe a little bit here. Okay, let's go in with the darker color now. This dusky purple 0730. That's this color, so it's definitely darker. I'm not going to sharpen this. It's got that flat point that could be helpful. So just putting a little bit here and there to make it varied. Down over here. So yeah, I'm trying to give myself some space to just be. That makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense. In my mind, it does. Because I don't want to mess anything up. And I keep feeling like I'm not doing enough in every aspect of my life. And it's not a good feeling. I've found myself to be maybe a little bit more teary lately, which doesn't make any sense. I have so much to be grateful for. But then I also just feel disappointed in myself for things sometimes that it doesn't necessarily make sense. And I'm really glad I have Tom because he's a good sounding board for me. And even just hearing me say this out loud, I just sound ridiculous. But I did say I'm always going to be myself with you. So that's you're going to see parts of me that maybe you don't want to see. The messy parts that I probably don't want other people to see. But I'm not going to hide. And nor should you. Let's stick with that for now. So I think I want to grab, did we do the 720? This other one? Or is it? Do the dusky purple. Thistle. We did not grab this yet. 0720. This one is a little bit deeper, like more towards the purple. I know some of my coloring friends don't want to put too much of the Derwent down, or the Neocolor 2s for that matter, thinking you can put too much pigment. I haven't had that problem, but I think it's because I'm so light-handed with it that I don't think I'm not digging this into the paper. I'm definitely not doing that. And I want to make sure I get enough on there in the beginning. I just think it's going to make it easier later. Do you like Derwents? How are you using them? I've seen so many flipping amazing pages using the Derwents, and one that's coming to mind right now is Lauren from Lauren Reed Color, and her Kirby Rosanna's background is flippin' amazing. And I actually put a Kirby page up as an option for us to color. Can you believe it? And it did get some votes. At the time of filming this for the live stream on Tuesday at 2 p.m., if you're not coming, I sure hope you do. At the time of filming this, Rita Berman's Das Land, however you say it, the Land of Small or Little Adventures page with the girl rabbit shopping is winning, and I really, really, really want to color that page. That's probably going to be another one that's in my mind like a New York vibe, similar to what I did with RJ Hampson's page, the shopping spree. I'm just really inspired by that. I miss New York. This is the longest I've ever been away since I moved to Indiana, and I really miss it. But with everybody gone, with all of my family, they're gone. I don't have any place to stay. And I don't know. Last time I was there was after my grandmother passed away, and it was really hard. It was hard. So I don't know how I would feel going back, but this was before Tom and I met, before we got married, and we've never experienced New York together, and I would really like that. Like, he's been there before. He was actually born in New Jersey, but then he moved to Puerto Rico and kind of grew up. He grew up there. Did he grow up in Puerto Rico? I don't. Sorry, Tom. He did not. He grew up in Ohio, but he did live in Puerto Rico for a while. His mom is from Puerto Rico. And so he spent a lot of time in New York when he lived in Ohio, but we've never went together. I would like to do that. With everything going on with our house, I don't know when that's going to be because we both made a deal with each other. Deal, is that the right words? That we're going to finish our house before we start traveling somewhere else or spending a lot of money on other things for each other, which is why we did not buy each other Christmas presents, which I did have a friend who said, essentially like that's really sad, but it's not because he's outside right now forming porches for my beautiful craftsman style porch and working, he's got the windows up behind me and it's not sad that we didn't exchange gifts. Next Christmas is going to be hopefully amazing. It'll be the first time we ever have a tree. We are planning that. We've never put up a Christmas tree because we've been renovating for 8 years. But this past year, since last January, it's been really hard. Boo-hoo, right? Me and my complaining. I do apologize. Except I don't. I can only be me. Okay, I like this color a lot. I really like this varied effect I'm getting. I want to come back in with the blue. And this time, I'm going to grab the darker blue again, the navy blue 0830. And where do I want, see how it's kind of around this one? I want to add, I am layering somewhat because there was another color under that, but that's okay. A little bit here. Here. Just looking, where is there still white? There's a lot of pink up here. So just adding a little bit more variation, and we can come back and take color directly from the tip if we need to. I don't know if we're going to get this done in one sitting, meaning like one wash of color. Probably not. There's not a lot of blue in this area, so let's add a little bit more. Maybe down over here. I am having fun exploring mediums that don't have a lot of experience with, even if it can be a little stressful because I don't have experience with it. I think I thrive with trying things. Like I really like trying things. What about you? Do you like that? Okay, do I have everything based? I missed this spot. I did consider using Neocolor twos, but I like the point that I can get on this, and because it's more little, that's why I went with this. I put a little bit of the blue just down here, just a little bit. You could use a little bit right here. Okay, so we're not doing anything on that side. This one is done. Not done, but this one. Oh no, this wasn't supposed to get color because it's this one. Okay, let me grab my eraser because I drew those in. We're fine. I'm going to get my eraser. I'm glad I double checked. Glad I double checked. This one, this, and this. Let me get my eraser to get rid of that. I love this flipping eraser. All right, which one did I say? Not that one. It's this. It's like it was never there. Awesome. Awesome sauce. Okay. We're ready to use our water brush. So I've got a rag. And I'm going to go in with my Arteza water brush. I really like this size point. So I'm going to squeeze and wipe because I don't want this to be super wet. And I'm going to start here and work this way. I am so excited by color. I don't have a protective paper behind it. Let's use this. It'll help so that I can go off of the page. And I'm kind of using little circles. Oh yeah, that looks awesome. Where I live, because I live in the woods, I live on 5 acres. I'm surrounded by trees. I haven't been able to see out all the time. Our windows were very old and they were like glazed over or something, so you couldn't see out of some of them. And that's how it was in my office, my current office. But my new office, I have 7 windows, friends. And it overlooks where the sun sets. So I'm both south and west, depending on which side of the room I'm looking out of. So I'm really excited about that. Wow, that looks great. I know it's going to be helpful for me when I can just relax. As weird as that sounds, there's just been so much pressure with the house renovation and just always feeling like we're behind. Then I also put a lot of pressure on myself, work-related things. Yeah. That's definitely something that I want to continue to work on for myself for like growth, like internal growth. That makes sense. Ooh, I'm loving that. So, yeah, the goal with the Sunday vibes, the reason I started doing this series is so that, well, I want to show you the things I'm working on because they're some of my favorite videos to watch. I get so excited on Saturday and Sunday, depending on who I'm watching, for their video to come out so that I can keep track of what I'm doing also, and to just chill. Work on something without feeling like I have to finish it to help to just remove pressure. But I also really love like doing it as like doing the project book on this day. So it's kind of like we're together doing it, and we have at least 4 chances every month to hang out and work on the project book together. Whether you're working on the same page or a different page, I just want to hang out with you. I considered doing maybe some of these Sunday snippets live. Let me know what you think about that. I did have Mary, my awesome coloring friend, asked if I could ever do lives on a Saturday. And I need to ask you, Mary, if Sunday would be okay for you. And because of people that are working during the week and are not able to come live to the Tuesday at 2 p.m. And I'm absolutely open to looking into that. So I want to hear from you. I'll probably put a poll up also for what you would like. Mm. I like consistency, so I think I want to try to stick with Tuesdays too. But if I ever want to add another one or um, make the Sunday snippets instead of a premiere to do it live, that could be really fun. I do really like live videos. I like doing them because we get to just hang out the entire time, which is so much fun. Okay, I'm making sure I am, even though I know where I'm going because of the color, but I'm just looking at it again. Was I supposed to go here? Was I supposed to? There I go with limiting self-talk. Looking at the way this background is coming out, I love it. It's going to look interesting with the trees green. I'm not 100% sure where I'm going with this, but I don't want to just go brown, you know? I think the green will be a fun choice, I hope. It seems like the paper is taking this like a dream, but I already know Rita's books do well with the paper because I use the Neocolor 2s in Hidden Oceans for the turtle spread, which I will finish one of these days. I love that spread. I gravitate straight to the double page spreads. Isn't that funny? For some reason, they're not intimidating to me. It's finishing pages is just hard. If you're here for the premiere, please say hi if you haven't already. Let me know what you're working on, or maybe you're just doing something else. I watch your shows. If you have a show, I'm probably watching it when I'm in the shower. Haven't figured out how to color in the shower yet. Coming soon. But I'm watching you while I'm doing the dishes, while I'm eating. I'm listening when I drive. Sometimes I'm not watching when I drive. And I love super chatty videos. If it's not chatty, I'm probably not watching very much of it because I'm always doing more than one thing at a time. I'm very rarely just sitting and watching anything. So I'm cooking and watching it, cleaning and watching it. I'm in the shower and watching it. So I'm really listening. And then I will hear something and I'll look over and I'll be like, oh, wow, I love that. Or this is the page I colored, and I look up from the dishes or whatever. And sometimes I pause and I stop doing what I'm doing and I just kind of bend down and look at my tablet in awe of your amazing creations. And it's so fun. At least that's how I put a little bit of that blue color up here. Yeah, I like that. It's going to pop so much around this deer's face. And down here. This is definitely relaxing. Using Derwent's is slower than just grabbing watercolors. Like I've been filming, my camera says 30 minutes and I'm not done with the background. And that water that I did, that I showed you in the Serenes de Monde, I did that entire thing in like 15 or 20 minutes. But going in with straight watercolor is going to just be faster. Because it's like that's what I'm doing right now is like the watercolor part versus having to start when putting all the pencils on. But this is going to be permanent when it dries versus the watercolor, which can lift back up. I'm also able to use significantly less water doing it this way. I considered using a colorless blender, but I opted to just do with my water brush instead. A water brush is really convenient. I feel like it really lends itself to these watery mediums like this and the Neocolor 2s, because then you don't have to worry about some type of a container filled with water, your dirty water, your clean water, like I did last night. I mean, not that it's like hard doing it that way. I feel like this would be more mobile. Just holding down the paper. So if I'm traveling and coloring, which I have yet to do, because I've only been coloring for a few months and like a little over 2 months, 2 months and a day, something like that, and we haven't traveled. You can bet your bottom dollar when we travel again, I'm bringing my coloring books. I'm really glad I put that line there. You would never know it. I'm so proud of the lines that I put in. All right, we got the whole thing based. Right here. There we go. I just didn't. Okay. I am going to take a blow dryer to this page and be right back. I am absolutely loving how this is coming out. I think for the next layer, I'm going to take it directly from the pencil. And I think I'm going to start with the blue color. And let's use, let me grab my inspiration photo. And let's look at this for a second. So we've got, that's the very dark blue. It needs a little bit more here. So I'm going to grab this 0830 first. And, oh, I said I'm going to take it directly from it, and I'm forgetting over here. So with this, you just squeeze the water. It's going to be a lot more vibrant. I kind of really like that. And just trusting the process is going to be really important. It's too much water. Let's see. I think I'm going to grab two pencils together, the fuchsia 0700, and do what I love to do with two pencils or two alcohol markers and just play with them. We're going to have to trust that it's going to look good when it's dry. Oh, wow. Yes, I'm here for that. It's going to be super vivid right this second. So going between these two, I'm using a little bit more water than I did before. You can always come back in and add more. So remember that. And a little bit of streakiness like this looks right here is going to dry differently, but you can grab some of the color and drop it in, which I think I like that vibe. Oh yeah, of making it look even more speckled. Trusting that it's going to blend in there. Grabbing some of the blue, because I'm going for a varied background, not an actual galaxy. Again, I'm a realistic artist, so although look at what I'm doing. This is not realistic looking. It kind of is, because if you look at the inspiration image, it looks like that, you know. I'm going to leave that there just to remind us. Okay, put a little bit of this here. You could go in with 2 coats first. I think I did that with the brass that I did when I came in the background. That's just not what I want to do right now. Little circles. Plus, I feel like I always want to push myself past my level of comfort, maybe. This already, the vibe of it, I like a lot. I am getting some of the blue on the tip there, but it's fine. Look at the difference. Let's put a little bit more in there. Right there. Let's put a little fuchsia. Right there. A little bit of fuchsia right there. I missed this. A little bit of the blue. Look at the difference, right? I keep saying look at the difference, and I'm like, let me put just a little bit. The page is still wet, so I feel very comfortable doing this. I'm kind of doing a pointillism technique with like little dots. See? I'm not squeezing this water brush, by the way. It's just whatever is on there. Then I'm blotting it on a towel, not squeezing, just to make it so it's not quite so wet. That's what I really want to see, is the speckled. Like that, in my opinion, that looks awesome. Why did I start with that one? I just started over here. It's okay, because I also don't have to do the book right side up. So there's that. So I'm going to go into this big one here because it looks pretty flat, meaning it's so muted. Maybe that's a better word. For right now, I'm just using these 2 colors, but I reserve the right to go and add any others at any point in time. Squeeze. Because in my mind, this picture is more of a night sky. I do want it to be darker. That's a lot of water. See how it's pooling up? I'm not afraid because I want this kind of wet on wet technique, because if I'm just going in dry brushing, I don't know if I'm going to get the effect I want from doing that without it being so saturated with water that I'm going to rip the paper. Now, what I did yesterday with the Serenas de Monde, I messed the paper up a little bit, but I didn't rip it, and I really loved the technique. with my background and knowing like I've done a lot of watercolor paintings and there was no fear of ripping paper. I was using very, very high quality watercolor paper that I stretched and taped to a board. So there was no warping, like the paper didn't move. Wow, that looks phenomenal. So I'm still finding my way in a lot of these books to see how far can I push it. I learned so much from that collaboration with Joe from Piggy Pen's Tube. That page that I did in Winter Wonder with I threw acrylic at that page like paints. I didn't tear the paper in that book. I can't believe what it was able to take, and it was Amazon paper. So it really taught me a lot. I used water medium in there. I used it, you name it except for oil paint. That's the only thing I don't think I tried on that page. I'm so happy with the results. I mean, it was a very stressful page because it wasn't doing what I wanted, but the end result is it's such a feeling when I look at the page. It makes me really happy. So it taught me a very valuable lesson. I don't want to be afraid. That's what it taught me. And we're capable of more than we believe. I did squeeze the brush to clean the tip a little bit, just to soften a little bit of this. Yeah. We can also come over the top with acrylic markers if we don't like something, or pencil or whatever. There's a lot of water. I'm doing it on purpose to kind of blend all of this together. I'm going to grab a little bit more of the fuchsia and put it in there. I love that this book is stitch bound and not just glue. I feel it's just a lot sturdier for anything I'm doing. Like I can break the spine and there's no issue. Get a little bit, which one is the fuchsia? Here it is. They both have the same color tip almost. See how much paint is there? That, yeah, see how I lifted a little bit of the color off? I'm very drawn to like this style, like I'm gonna just, while I have this color right there. Okay. Let's look. Ooh, it looks really good through my lens too. Okay, we're gonna do this stripe. It did bleed. It's okay. It's okay. So I'm kind of going in a little bit more dry at first to just, meaning I didn't squeeze the brush because I'm unsure of how much water. When I say squeeze, I didn't try to get more water out. I don't know how much is on the brush. That's why I kind of experiment like that. Just switching between these two. I have to say, if you want to do this just with two, it's probably going to work splendidly just with these two. I would like to do an experiment sometime where I do part of the paper more elaborately with lots of pencils and then part of the paper with just a couple to see the depth and level of whatever vibe I'm going for, I can get. But if I had to pick like two pencils for like the richness, I feel like it's these two. I do like the other blue also and the other purple, but we can come back over the top and do dots like this with the other colors that we didn't use yet. We use them, but they're so light. Look at that difference. Okay. I think I'm going to just keep, now I'm just going to work this way instead of working this way. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's what I'm going to do. And this might be one full coat and one grabbing the paint directly from it, and we're done with the background. Or at least this session, because I might want to embellish at the very end and put glitter or something. I don't know. That's what I'm thinking. Stress-free coloring is what I am into, my friend. I am in love with the depth of color that you can get. Like, you see how I did that? Like, I'm doing the dots. And if I get one that's just too harsh because the paper is dry, just go in just with the brush without the color and dab it like this. Or add a little bit more color and put it in there. When we're coloring with fear in our hearts that we're going to mess it up, we're really limited. You could swatch these out. I mean, I know I did, but you could swatch them out and blend them together on a separate piece of paper to make sure you like how it is. I'm more of a risk taker. Oh, I love that. I love how that's looking right there. I still hear Tom out there. He's using a compact, and not compact, an impact drill. So it's like to assemble these the forms. Essentially, they're coming to pour the concrete so that we have actual porch, because right now it's like lower than where the door is, so you have to step up and it's just gravel. And there's kind of like a moat around the perimeter where they're going to be filling it in. So you got to step across. It's not as dangerous sounding as it was in the beginning, where you had to like jump, hope you don't fall in. But he's forming this, like he's essentially creating a box around it so that when they pour the concrete from the truck in there, it stays. It's like a form. And I understand what he's doing, because I it's not the same thing, but I built a patio with brick. So years ago, I got some 2x6s and made the perimeter. This was like a 30 by 15-foot patio, and I didn't really know what I was doing. But I did it anyway, which is the nature of who I am. And so, where was I going with this? Oh, yeah. So I had to have the form of it for the patio so the bricks wouldn't just move. So that it's like you're creating a box, a container for them to be in. That's what he's doing. It's a lot of work. It's different for the concrete. You need, I can't even explain what he's doing. It's a lot. I was out there yesterday at 6 o'clock in the morning with him. We had like our bright lights out there and we're working out there. And I'm like, are we able to do this early? People aren't going to complain. They might still be sleeping. And he's like, no, we live in the country. We can do what we want. I'm like, okay. And it was so cold. I have a heated coat, but it didn't work. Like I couldn't turn it on. Tom tried everything. He's like, your coat just doesn't work. I'm like, great. And then he suggested I make some hot chocolate, which I did, and it was so good. And then he said, okay, I can handle it from here. And I was like, are you sure? As I'm like running inside. It was freaking cold. And I had a lot of stuff to do. I had to edit. color, film, not all in that order. It's definitely harder to get the varied look when it's so thin. So if I think it looks too much of a block of color, I can do the pointillism over the top. I'm going to let it dry and see. I think it's going to be okay. I think this one here is my favorite right now. When we come back over with like gold or white for the stars after the picture is done, it's going to be freaking awesome. Don't you just love my unwavering belief that things are awesome? I say unwavering, which is kind of humorous because I don't always believe that. I am going to squeeze just to diffuse that color a little bit so it's not so much right there. Now I've put a lot of water on here. I don't know if you can see how it's pooling up. That's what we did over there. Because this section is a little bit wider, I feel like it needs it. I do think the paper can handle it. I'm not saturating it like I would with watercolor paper, but I'm also not babying it. I don't know if that's the right term. Not being as gentle. I want to leave some of these bigger splatters like that because I think it looks really cool. I might want to go back and add some later, which is going to be harder to do if the paper is dry. It's not impossible. You might just have to wet around it and then drop it in. Okay, I'm going to wet. See how much water I'm putting there? Watch. This might be too much water. Ooh, no, I like that. Dry it off a little bit so that you have control. I'm going in now with the fuchsia so that it looks more varied. Something else I want to work on today are my illustrations. It's been a few weeks since I've worked on any. That is a goal for me to get 3 illustrations done a month, at least. And it's the 3rd of January and I haven't started. I don't want to pressure myself, but it is important to me. And I'm thinking about what it is I want to draw. I love animals, but I'm kind of leaning towards flowers also. So there's a coloring book I started. I have several pages, very detailed pages already done for like a Christmas vibe, but I don't feel like doing Christmas right now. So another thing I really like the idea of is a seasons book. I didn't know it was a thing. And since we're doing a seasons book, it's fitting. I think I want to do a book like that instead of a Christmas book because the Christmas can be in there because it's a season, right? But right now, I'm actually very drawn to drawing flowers. I feel like I'm always drawn to drawing flowers, but especially right now. So I've taken so many photos of flowers, and I think because of the cold weather, it's inspiring me to want to do flowers. So I think I'm going to work on that. Maybe some birds, add some birds in there. I don't know how much of a scene I want to do. My brain doesn't go to the whimsy like this, and I don't want to just not be myself and act like it is and copy what somebody else is doing. I want to do what I want to do that feels authentic. So making a realistic scene is more my jam, but I don't think I want to have like a Kirby. Well, Kirby Roseanne is at least the book that I have. I've not really looked at it, but all of the work that I've seen of Kirby, it's hyper realistic, but other things are in there. So I don't want to necessarily put other things in there. And I don't necessarily want to make a page that intricate. So I'm envisioning just more florals, like a flower with some greenery. Maybe no background. Maybe a few pages that would have a little bit more detail, like a scene. I am very drawn to deer, which is why I'm so excited to be painting this. And I've got great photos of deer. I kind of want to do, I did a painting of a deer. I don't know where it is, so I'm not even going to tell you. I'm going to try to find it. I don't think I have it. I think it was one that I sold, and I don't seem to have a picture of that I could find. But I took the photo of that deer at Muscatatuck Wildlife Refuge that's in Seymour, Indiana, years ago. And I painted that painting as soon as I got home, looking at my photo, and we had a power outage in my house. And I sat in the kitchen. It was daytime, so I could see. And I just painted. It was such a great day. It was a great day. I kind of envision doing a drawing of that. So it had 2 deer in the middle and these trees. Not like this. Okay, 2 deer in the middle and trees. This is making me think of it. The scene didn't look like this. They were farther away. So I'm very drawn to that. I could see me doing a page like that. That sounds really nice. Are you interested in anything like that? Oh, I got one more. Would you be interested in me doing a video sometime of me drawing? Like working on my drawings? I usually do them on my graphics tablet. So I draw them digitally. Okay, it's not AI doing it, it's me doing it. What I like about me doing it digitally is I can change the size of things and move things around as I need. So I do really like that. I'm going to try to. Okay, that's fine. I also love using my tablet because I don't need anything else. It's just my pen, my graphics pen. It's a pressure sensitive pen. I created my own brushes in the program. I use Infinite Painter because I don't have a iPad. I used to. So I used to use Procreate. This was a very long time ago. I will put the image of my beloved Lucy on the screen. This is my second Lucy. I did this image with my iPad years ago. I sure miss her. But I know that there's a lot of disagreements as to digital art. I know in one of the groups I'm in, people saying they can tell. I'm not doing it unnaturally. I can't think of the word that I'm trying to use. I don't think it looks different than if I painted it or drew it with pencil or paint. That has more to do with style than anything else. But let me know if you're interested in that. I would love to share some of that with you if you would like to see it. I don't want to share something you don't want to see. Wow, I love how bright this background is. I'm going to go dry it and I will be right back. I am flipping in love with how this background turned out. I'm purposefully not caring that it's more splotchy here than here because I'm envisioning the trees and the deer and how I can finish it in the end. What do you think? It is so flipping vibrant. Don't mind this right in front of my face. Look at how vibrant this page is. It is going to be freaking spectacular. I am so glad I'm pushing past what I feel like, boy, this really is right in my face here. That's kind of better. And I also opened the curtains. I am so glad I'm pushing past any kind of limiting beliefs and boundaries I have put on myself. I flipping love this page. I'm going to call it a day today because this did take quite some time and there are a few other pages I want to color today. I hope you enjoyed our first edition of working in our project book. Thank you so much for being here with me today. If you made it to this point in the video, will you put a palette or a crayon so I know you are still here? I love you guys. We're going to continue this picture next Sunday, so mark your calendars, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, friends.